everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Matt. So happy to have you here. I popped up on camera the way that I did because literally as I went to come on, I almost dropped Bosco and had to catch him in midair. My name is Matt Schaefer and these are my puppies, Bosco and Milo. I'm only gonna hold them for a second because Milo weighs like 90 pounds now. But given the nature of today's show, I thought it was important to have them on because this show is on National Dog Day. So happy National Dog Day, everybody. These are my dogs. I love them dearly. I gotta put them down or I'm gonna drop them. And for those of you watching on YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me. Take a second, hit that little subscribe button if you're new to my channel. I'm uploading new stuff all the time, and I'd love to have you as part of our tribe. My name is Matt Schaefer, and I am a coach for women around empowerment, transformation, relationship, and connection. I absolutely am I'm passionate and obsessed about helping women create more fulfilling connections in their lives and become magnetic and irresistible to what it is that they want to create. And that is what my work is all about. And I wake up every day so stoked to go out in the world and make a difference in the lives of my clients and my students. And this is my show, Mondays with Matt. This is my weekly show on personal development, transformation, emotional intelligence, leadership, spirituality, all the things that I am obsessed with in the world that I'm super passionate about. And I come to you every week to share this with you as a co-creative conversation. So I'm here to talk to you about this stuff in real time. I'm not preaching from a pulpit. I'm not here to try to lecture you as some like ascended being. I'm just a student of this work, right? And I'm living it and I'm learning it every day and I'm taking myself on every day and learning how to serve at a deeper level every day. So I'm just here to share with you every week what it is that I'm learning in real time. And this week's episode, this week's theme is all around find your pack. Find your pack, right? It's National Dog Day, so I thought this was an appropriate theme. What do you think it means to find your pack? What do you think it means when I say that, right? Like, in what way do we find our pack in the world, right? Because I think there are a few things more important when it comes to making the difference we want in our lives, creating the impact that we want, having a fun and happy and fulfilling life. I'm not sure there's anything that we need more than to find the right pack. Because here's the thing, y'all, we get to have a pack. We get to have a collective. We get to have a group. We get to have a support. Because too many of us, too many people out there, too many people think they have to do it alone. Give me a 1 if you've ever thought that you needed to do it alone. Give me a 1 if you've ever isolated. Give me a 1 if you've ever shut down, not asked for the help you needed. I recently polled my community around which phrase out of 5 phrases was the hardest thing for them to say, the hardest thing for them to share with other people. And the phrase that was the hardest for all of them, for almost all of them, like 80%, was, I need help. And that's mine too. That's mine too. I am notoriously, and anybody who knows me well can attest to this. Yeah, everybody, Mikkel agrees, Tracy's with me. What's up, Mali Yarger? Good to see you. Everybody who knows me can agree, like, I am somebody, I love nothing more. It is my comfort zone to help others. It is my comfort zone to be in service of others. But when it comes to me, when it comes to stuff that I'm going through, maybe struggles that I'm having, breakdowns that I'm having, it is so hard for me. Even today, with all the work that I've done on myself, it's so hard for me to ask for support. To ask for support from great people. Because Brenda makes a good point. She says the right help from the right people. Yeah, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about finding your pack. Who is your pack? Do you have a pack right now? Do you have a collective? Do you have people that you know you can reach out for support? Because here's the thing. Even if you don't think you have it, you do. Even if you think you're alone, you're not. I do an exercise with my clients, especially if they think they're alone, because I have a tendency to attract people like me. I have a tendency to attract, as my clients, people who have a tendency to isolate, they're strong enough, they're gonna take everything on themselves, they don't wanna bother other people with their stuff. Can you relate to that sentiment? Give me a 1 if you can relate to the sentiment of, I don't wanna bother other people with my stuff. I have no problem putting myself on the back burner to support others if they need me, but I'm not gonna burden other people with my problems, with my issues. I'm just gonna go it alone. It's an ironic thing that people who are supporters, people who really love to be of service to others, also tend to be like weirdly isolatory, weirdly lonely when it comes to sharing what they're going through. It's an ironic thing that supporters do, that supportive people do. And so many of my clients struggle with that, which is part of what I do for them as a coach. Like a big thing that I do as a coach is I'm that safe space for them to ask for support, for them to be vulnerable, for them to share their problems and their challenges. And I honor that and I love that and I cherish that. And I really do get to have a dose of my own medicine too, because I have a tendency to push people away and I have a tendency to pull back from others. And that is not acceptable because there are so many people in my life to help me. There are so many people in my life waiting to support me. And for each of you out there, if you don't think you have a pack, you're wrong. You do. There are people around you who would love to support you if you have the courage to ask them. So ask yourself, from where you're at right now, what's standing between you and asking for the support you need? What's standing for you and connecting with your pack if you don't have one? Ask yourself that. What fear is there? Fear of being a burden? Fear of embarrassment? Fear of being judged? Fear of being judged for being vulnerable about your issues? That's a big one, right? Fear of judgment. Fear of appearing weak. Fear of appearing selfish. A lot of my clients think it's self-centered for them to talk about their problems with others. I have some of the most beautiful, heart-centered, powerful, incredible clients. And a lot of them have so much trouble even sharing their problems with me, their coach. Like, they're paying me to listen to their problems. And sometimes I have to literally pull their stuff out of them because they don't want to burden me with their issues. It's like, lady, that's my job. That's what I'm here to do. Share. And a lot of times they have trouble sharing it with their spouses. If you have a person in your life, a significant other, do you have issues sharing your problems with them, your pain with them, your shadow with them? Sometimes it's the people that we're closest to, the people that want to help us the most, that we're the most terrified to ask for what we need. Isn't that like just some sad irony? Like, I have clients that are just terrified to ask their spouse for what they need, to ask their spouse for what they want sexually, to ask their spouse for what they need emotionally. And they're sitting here dying inside, getting frustrated and getting resentful towards their significant other who loves them, when that resentment is based in the fact that they're blocking themselves from the connection they want, from the sex they want, from the love that they want, because they're not willing to ask for it. We cannot assume that the people around us are mind readers. You cannot assume that the people around you know that you need help. You get to ask for help. You get to find your pack. You get to create a network of support, and you get to have the courage to ask for it. So step one, right? Step one is finding the right people. Because Brenda made an important point. It's about asking the right people for the right support. So what does your tribe look like? What does your pack look like? Who are the people around you right now that you want to bring into your life as your network of support, as your friend group? Isn't that a weird thing, the older we get, that it gets more challenging to make friends? It gets more challenging to build deep friendships just out in the world? So are you out there? Have you found your pack? Or do you get to get out in the world and find those people? Do you get to get out in the world and connect with those people? Do you get to reconnect with people that you've lost touch with? If you've been out in the world, if you've been living for any amount of time, you have a huge network of people. If you're on social media, you know a lot of people, most likely. It is so easy to connect with people in today's world. It's so sad that for so many of us, our comfort zone is isolation. Our comfort zone is shouldering the burden, hopping up on the cross, and being a martyr, isn't it? Our comfort zone is isolating and then resenting for the fact that we feel alone, resenting everyone around us. when the reality is we didn't have the courage to stand in our power and ask for what we need and ask for what we want. That is on nobody but us, right? So let's stop playing the blame game on the people around us for not helping us out, and let's take responsibility for the fact that unless we have clarity around what we need, what we want, and we know who around us can support us, and we ask for that support in a courageous and empowered way, then we have no one to blame but ourselves. But I don't want you to blame yourself. I just want you to take responsibility for the fact that if you don't have a pack, it's on you. It's on you, right? Because no matter who you are, there are people around you that you either know or you don't know who would love to support you. We live in a world full of people who, believe it or not, regardless of what the news media tells you and what everybody else tells you about this mean, hostile, scary world that we live in, it's bullshit. The world is full of kind people. The world is full of people that if you vulnerably reach out and are willing to support others and you ask them for support, and it is a bilateral connection and communication, they'll help you and they'll love to help you. And if they don't want to help you, then guess what? They're not the ones for your pack. And that's another important part. That's another important part about being in a pack, is that it is not a one-way street. It is not you just asking others for support. It is not you just taking from other people. It's about being part of a bilateral connection with somebody where you're in a continual state of giving and receiving. When someone needs help, within my group of friends, I've got probably 10 people in my life, or maybe like 6 or 7 people in my life that I'm super close to. Actually, you know what? It's at least 10 that I know. They know if they needed anything, anytime, day or night, they can reach out to me anytime, and I will be there on the drop of a hat. I got a good number of people in my life that they know I am unconditionally there for you, and I think that is a huge trait of pack. Is unconditional bilateral support. So ask yourself, for the people that are around you, are you there for them unconditionally? Are you there to support them in a bilateral way? Do you have a healthy exchange with them? Because here's the thing, if they're just taking and taking and taking and taking from you, if the people who are your friends, if the people who are your pack are just like vacuums sucking out your energy and your life force and your bandwidth and your time and your attention, and they're not giving anything back to you even when you ask for it, guess what? They're not your pack. They're not your tribe. They're not. Because nobody who is truly in your corner, who's in your tribe, who's in your pack, is going to take from you and refuse to give back. So be wary of those people. Do an audit in your life, in your world. And this is like the MAT Challenge. The MAT Challenge is basically a social audit. Look around you right now. Do you know who your pack is? Do you have a pack around you right now, or do you not? And if you do have a pack, if you do know who those people are around you, look at them and ask yourself, are these people, are they right there with me? Is it 100-100? Are they enough in support? Are they as much in support of me as I'm in support of them? And here's the thing, if you're taking from somebody in your pack more than they're giving you, then you want to look at that. Look at that. Ask yourself, why am I holding back? Why am I not giving somebody what it is that they need? Right? You get to look at this because it's all about flow of energy, right? We want every relationship that we have is an exchange. Every relationship is an exchange of energy, and it's our job to surround ourselves with a pack of people that we have a healthy exchange of energy with. Does that make sense? Give me a 1 if that lands with you, because I think it's so important for us to recognize and connect with the fact that we have an energetic relationship with every single person around us. And if we start surrounding ourselves with energy vampires, if we put ourselves in a pack full of parasites, they will literally suck you dry. They will drain everything out of you and leave you burnt out, resentful, and you will be done. You will be done. So it's our job to be conscious and discerning about the people in our space and be courageous enough to ask for what it is that we need, to ask for what it is that we want. I never allow a yes to others to be a no to myself. Now, that's beautiful. Even my closest friends at times I have to say no to. And that's a great point, Sabrina. You know, we get to be there unconditionally for the people around us to the extent that is healthy for us. Like, we get to have a conscious recognition of our bandwidth, a conscious recognition of what we can, from a healthy space, give to others and expect back from them. You don't want to give to people so much that you end up depleted and that you're unable to do what you do, right? But what I say when I mean unconditional is we want to support people without the expectation of getting something back. Like, we want to support people for the sake of the fact that we have that pack relationship, you know? And then when they give back to us, when we need something, we get to ask them for that. But it's not like, you know, a tit for tat thing. You see what I'm saying? There's an important distinction there that I want to make. But yeah, whatever you give to your friends, to your group, to your pack, it gets to be, you know, in a healthy, balanced way. Don't give more than you have to give. That's very important. And I know Sabrina's a huge giver, so she's prone to giving everything, and I'm sure in the past she did that and she paid for it. I know I have too. I have in my own life, right? I mean, here's the thing, guys, is that when we come up against times of crisis, when we have health challenges, like there's few times where it's more important for us to have the pack around us, to have a community, to have a tribe, to have a group. Because when I know when Anya, when this happened out of nowhere, I mean, this happened out of nowhere. She fell down with a seizure in a cafe, and it just happened like a week and a half ago. One of the game changers for her was that our ALA community rallied around her so deeply. Our ALA community gave her so much love, and it's been a continual stream of people in and out of her hospital room to help her deal with this, you know, to help her manage this, right? She's had so much support and so much love and so much tribe around her. The pack came together. The ALA community came together in support of her and united for her. And so I want to take that same energy from us, and I want to share that with her as well. So this is another benefit of pack, y'all, is when we have crisis, when we have trauma, when we hit that rock bottom moment, like, your tribe will come for you. Your pack will come for you. So they'll be there for you when you need them. And if they're not, or if you've had a rock bottom moment and your pack hasn't come for you, they're not your pack. And it's time for them to go. Okay? So look around, and if you don't have a pack, if you think, if this whole life isn't landing with you because you say, oh, I don't have anybody to support me, guess what? That isn't because we live in a mean and lonely world. That's your responsibility. That's on you. There are people out there who would love to support you. There are people out there who would be there for you if you would let them in. There are people out there that probably want to be there for you right now. Family members, friends, people you grew up with, people that you went to school with, people that you know on social media, people from groups that you've been in over the course of your life, organizations, clubs. There are so many people, but if you shut yourself off, if you keep your walls up, if you operate from fear, if you operate from this false belief that we live in a hostile, selfish world full of shitty people who don't want to be there for anybody but themselves and everybody's out to get you, if that's the energy that you operate from out in the world, guess what? That's what you're going to find. And you are not going to connect with people, and you're going to project that onto everybody you see. And you're not going to be able to connect with them. You're not going to foster those relationships. You're not even going to see the possibility of them. So you get to look at yourself and realize if you don't have a pack, that is your responsibility. And that is a byproduct of your beliefs and your ways of thinking. Sorry to be hard on y'all if that's a little harsh, but I want y'all to just recognize that and look at that, you know, we don't live in a world full of awful people. We live in a universe and in a paradigm where if you believe that you are worthy of support and you have the courage to reach out for it and you have the courage to be vulnerable and share with people and ask for what you want and be willing to give vulnerably as well, guess what? You will find the people that are meant for you. And that's another huge key to creating pack is vulnerability. People want to see you. People want to understand you. People want to trust you. And so you get to be vulnerable with the world. You get to be vulnerable with other people. You get to allow people to see the deepest parts of you. And that's a huge reason why reaching out for support is so hard for so many people, because it's a huge area of vulnerability, isn't it? It's a huge vulnerable spot for so many people. But here's the thing, you will end up alone if you do not allow yourself to be vulnerable. If you do not step into the belief that your people are out there and that you are worthy of support. Sabrina said it best, believing is seeing. Believe that you are worthy of support. Believe that your pack is out there. Believe that your needs matter and that you have something to offer other people. No matter who you are, no matter what your position is, your voice matters. Your contribution matters. Your insights matter. You have things to offer in friendship and in community and in tribe and in relationship and pack. You can serve others in a meaningful way, even in tiny little increments. Right? But it's up to you to step into that understanding, to step into that power, and then to take that power and take that understanding out into the world and manifest your life, manifest your pack. Find your pack, create your pack. They are waiting for you. I'm excited to move to my next city and build a pack, build a community, find like-minded, dynamic people, most likely in the Pacific Northwest, most likely in Portland or in the area right around there. I'm excited to connect with more progressive, high-vibe people and build a tribe up there. It's gonna be so fun. I'm looking forward to it because I know that when I get up there, I'm going to connect with the people that I am meant to connect to because I am open to that connection. So ask yourself, from where you are in your life, from where you're sitting, from where you're standing, from where you're existing in the world, are you open to connection? And are you demonstrating that in a clear and powerful way when you are out in the world? Are you demonstrating that you are open to connection? That is one of the most powerful and important phrases that you will ever have when it comes to being magnetic and drawing in the people that you need in your life, that you want in your life, the people that would love to be in your life. Mikkel says, leaning on others as hard as it is the only reason I've made it this far. Yeah, we really can't go it alone. That's such an important thing to recognize. We cannot go it alone. Guys, if you think you can do this on your own without a pack, you are settling for less of a life than you could otherwise. You're settling for less happiness, for less empowerment, for less freedom, for less joy, for less possibility that you could if you found a network of people, a group of people, a tribe to stay with you on this journey. Now Sarah's got an interesting comment here. All right, Sarah says, the sad thing is that we live in a world where people expect others to be there for them, yet don't stop to really look at if they're there for others and whether they invite others into their life. Just had this conversation with my sister this morning. Okay, so Sarah, you're bringing up a point that I've been sort of touching on intermittently throughout the show. It's this belief that we live in a world full of selfish people. Now, I'm not saying, Sarah, that there are not selfish people out there. I'm not saying that there are not people who want to take from you and not give a lot back. Those people exist. Maybe you've dated a few. I know I have. I know most of my clients have. They're out there, right? But here's the thing. We do not live in a world full of those people. I guarantee you, dollars to donuts, there are more people out there who want to serve you and support you and be in your life and be part of your pack and be part of your tribe than there are people that are looking to screw you over. But what you believe about yourself, what you believe about what you're worthy of, right? And what you believe about the sort of people that you want to have around you, your beliefs are going to manifest in the people that you see in front of you, in the connections that you create. When I had very toxic beliefs about who I was, I had toxic people around me. And I wasn't out there looking for toxic people consciously, but that's the thing. When your beliefs underlying that, like this one, that we live in a world full of takers. If that is a fundamental underlying belief that you operate from in the world, then that's what you'll find. To bring this full circle, y'all, let's just like land the basics here. The bottom line is you get to find your pack. And if you don't have a pack, if you don't have access to people, if you don't believe you have access to people, here's your Matt challenge. You get to make a list. You get to write a list right now of all the people that you know, if you needed something, if it was an emergency, you could reach out to them, you could call them. People that are open to help you. That's your basic starting point for who is your pack, who is your tribe, who is your network, who is your support people. And if there's not that many people, guess what? You get to go out into the world and you get to find more. You get to connect with others in groups and in organizations. You get to go through social media, reach out to people. There's so many people out there, right? And if you do have a pack, if you do have a tribe, you get to look at those relationships and you get to ask yourself, are these relationships healthy, bilateral exchanges of energy? Do I have that healthy collective balance with every person in this group? Are these relationships serving me? Are they net values to me? You get to look at this, right? You get to look at this and you get to ask yourself, and if you don't have that many people in your life, if you feel like you don't have enough people around you supporting you, get out in the world and find some more. And look at your beliefs. Look at your beliefs if you don't have a lot of people in your life. Look at your beliefs around intimacy. Look at your beliefs around the world that you live in. Ask yourself, do I need to do some more inner work around the sort of support I'm worthy of and about the sort of people that are out there in the world? Maybe you get to do some more inner work before you go out in the world to draw on more people. Because if you think we live in a scary world full of takery people, and then you go out in the world, you're gonna have cognitive bias and you're gonna be looking for those people and you're gonna be interpreting all of their behavior as confirmation of that belief. Does that make sense? Give me a 1 if this makes sense. Give me a 1 if this is landing with you. And give me a 1 if you are committed to finding your pack and reinforcing your pack. And if you've got people in your life that you know you have those healthy relationships with already, I want you to reach out to them and I want you to thank them. I want you to thank them for being a part of your pack. I want you to thank them for being a part of your tribe, a part of your life. I've created an awesome pack with the Magnets, with the Mastery of Magnetism Girls, which the name that I came up with is the Magnets, which I think is just adorable and amazing. These are like over 40 women who are just these incredibly powerful, connected, supportive, incredible women. And to all of y'all watching on this show, you are all part of my pack. And I'm so deeply grateful for all of you, and know that I am here to serve and support you, and trust me when I know and believe that y'all are here to support me as well. So thank you so much for joining me tonight on Mondays with Matt. If this is your first time to my YouTube channel, take a second, hit that little subscribe button. I'm uploading new content every week, and I'd love to have you as part of our tribe. And I will see you next week on Mondays with Matt. Bye-bye.